All right, Long is here with your deep dive into the current real estate, the current state of housing market. All right, and we're gonna see some shifting information, and it's moving very fast in favor. Hint to the buyer. Okay. But whether you are buying or selling or just watching the real estate market, the housing market on the sideline, right? This update is going to tell you exactly what's going on and what it means for your next move. All right, let's dive right into the information. Okay. Wow, I shared the wrong screen. Sorry about that. Okay, let's go and share the correct screen for you. All right, here you go. All right. So the buyer power is rising quickly. Okay. And the market is shrinking hard in favor of the buyers, as I told you. Last week, I told you the same information. Okay. If we're looking at the comfort market index, okay, out of the 17 cities that comfort associate track, okay, 13 of them becoming more buyer friendly, okay, it's less favorable to the seller. Only four cities that improve from the seller point of view. That means the seller has a little bit advanced in these four cities, and they are the Tempe, uh, especially if you're looking at Tempe, Green Creek, and Goodyear. Those are the cities that leading favor to the buyers. What does that mean to you? That means if you're searching for a home in these three areas, that you have the negotiation power. Okay. That's number one. Very good news because Tempe, we've been talking about the some outskirt area, right? Buckeye, um, Maricopa, Casa Grande, but now we're talking about some like inner cities. We're talking about Tempe, one of like the hottest cities in Arizona, right? Leading 8.2% drop for the last month. Okay, and Goodyear follow and Green Creek next to it. Okay, uh, in fact, if we're looking at Peoria, okay, if we're looking at uh, uh, Peoria here has entered the buyer's market. As a reminder, the buyer market is having the interest rate, I'm sorry, having the comfort market index less than 90 points. Okay, 90 points. And as of March, they Peoria already like only 80 83 80 82 points. Okay, that's means if you're looking for negotiation power, this actually the very good news because Peoria, like I said, Peoria, Tempe, a good year, are those cities that is more centers, and I know a lot of people are searching for home in these area. Okay, so what is next? More homes on the market. Okay, well, let's look at the inventory of homes on the market today. Here's the chart. Okay, so for the first time, we see that since May 2011, okay, May 11 is around here. For the first time since May 2011, sorry about that, the comfort supply index has reached 100 points. Okay, what does that mean? What does that mean 100 points? It means we officially move out of the housing shortage. We've been talking about housing shortage for so long, since 2011, and now this is the first time we actually reach 100 points. That means we already out of the housing shortage. Does this sound like a good news, right? More options and more negotiation for the buyers. But here's what concern, okay? The demand is only 19% below normal. That means we currently have 24% more home for sale than the buyer actively shopping. And that is even during the peak season of the year. If you follow the real estate market, March and April is the peak season. That means there's a lot of real estate activities during this time of the year. All right. So the situation like more supplies on the market and less demand, creating a very weak market. Okay. Um, Obviously, if you see the builders are offering more incentives and the seller is dropping price and also offer incentive, and the buyer, right? And the buyer, even with those incentives, they're just waiting. They're just waiting. In fact, I think this is the best time for you just to put in an offer and negotiate for the price that you want rather than waiting, because I think this is one of the time opportunity for you to negotiate. If you've been following the market since COVID, even since before COVID, you have been seeing that not a lot of chances for you to negotiate, right? This is such a good time to do so. Okay, right. So his couple, like here you go, the green line, the red line right here is the typical seasonal demand, right? It's normally peak around May, right? It's going up in March and May. April and May is the peak one. This one is dropping, right? This is a current demand. It's dropping, very unusual in today's market. Okay, so uh, so what about price? Okay, what about price? Surprisingly, okay, even though the high supply and the low demand, the price are still holding. But don't be how do I say, don't be too fast, okay? For now, at least for now, they are holding off. Okay. Phoenix price from November to January is rising only 0.15%, pretty much almost zero. Okay. If you have a house, $100,000 house, right? For the easy of calculation, this is only like 15 cents increase in November to January of this year. Okay. This is now surprisingly, even though it's very low, right? It's outperformed the national average only 0.06%. Okay, so Phoenix here, the green line, and the national average is we outperform the national average. Okay, couple question might ask why. Okay, sorry, too fast. Why? Because price weakness is starting to show in the leading indicator. What is leading indicator? We're talking about active listing. We're talking about under contract prices are losing shaking, right? And the confidence among buyer is slipping. Okay. Um, Remember, when the buyer feel like prices are going to fall, they stop making offer. And in fact, that's the reason right now. A lot of my buyers thinking, oh, the house is gonna go down. The housing price is gonna go down. Why do we have to make offer around? And that's the reason why the market stop. And it even lead to, well, deflationation. This is a very difficult word for me to say. It's leading to a much slower and going down market. Okay, if we're not carefully to treat on the markets. So the buyer, don't stop. My recommendation is that if you stop, you cannot get the advantage of today's market, but rather talk to your real estate agent and determine the appropriate negotiation strategy to get your deal. Okay. Now, this one is a very good chance for you to negotiate to get the price you want. Okay. What about the number one question, interest rate? And we talk about inflation as well. Okay. So we love to see the drop in the mortgage rate, right? Anyone want to drop in a mortgage rate? Lower rates would bring some energy back to the market. But here, some reality. Inflation is still running, and at the current rate is 2.7%. Okay. Um, that is more than what the Fed wants. So the big interest rate cuts are unlikely in the short term. because if they cut the interest rate, the inflation gonna continue go down. And if this one right here is keeping at this number, is not a good news for whoever wait for the interest rate to go down. Okay, of course we can always hope for the price to go like something surprise. What if another COVID happened? No, I'm sure no one wants COVID happen again, right? But what if that is the case, right? But what hope is not a strategy, as I told you, especially if you are planning for some major change. What if you have a babies, or what if your children already move out? What if you just get married? What if you get divorced? Right? Things could happen, right? And hoping is not a strategy. And those who must to sell, who must to buy, we need to have a strategy to negotiate in this market right here, instead of waiting for the interest rate, which could go down, which could go up. No one know for sure. No one know for sure what happened in the market right now. It's so much factor can impact the market. What we can change, what we can control is actually the strategy about real estate. So discuss with your real estate agent and give him or her your information so that is recommend the best option for you. Sometimes selling may not always be the best, but sometimes selling is the only option, and vice versa, the buying as well. Okay, so depend on the situation. I would highly recommend to talk to a trusted real estate advisor. Okay. Foreclosure. All right. We're talking about foreclosure on the rise. In one of the episodes, we already talked about foreclosure on the rise. Well, but again, the same information. We don't have to worry about that. Okay. Here's as our start. We started 2024, January 2024, about 870 pending foreclosure. Now we have about 1,300, right? 1,300, and expecting the end of the year is hitting 1,700. All right. Uh, the normal pre-pandemic is actually 1,800. So we hitting to the normal number. Is not something weird that we see this number before. Okay. In fact, during 2009 crash, if you're talking about houses, home price drop, right? 2009, we have 50,000 foreclosure cases. Okay, so 1,800 is no big deal. Okay, so no, it's not a repeat of 2008. If it is, it's still gonna take a long time, even past 2025, maybe even past 2026 or 7 with the same pace, right? So we don't have to worry about that. It's not going to repeat 2008. Okay, but it does suggest more inventory will come online. So for those of you who are waiting for the right house, okay, to make an offer, do watch for those opportunities off market, right? And for sure, your real estate agent should be able to identify, should be able to locate some of the good deal that come out from foreclosure as well. Okay, all right. So one of the comparison that I want to talk about is the Case-Shiller data. Okay, so this one in contradictory with, in addition to Comfort Associate, actually, they're looking at all the big metro area in the country. Okay, and we see that Phoenix home prices were up 0.15% month over month. Okay, but year over year, only 2.7%, only 2.7% compared to the national average of 4.1%, right? So Phoenix moved up slightly in the ranking from 17 to 16 in the short run, okay? But we're still at the bottom half of the US cities in terms of price appreciation. Okay, so this year is not a good year for Phoenix, Arizona. So if you are a seller in Arizona, don't expect the bidding wars that you remember back in 2021, 2022, right? And great appreciation that come in the last couple of years. Okay, don't expect, oh, I buy the house that last year for 700, now I supposed to sell it for 800. No, it's not going to be that much, right? In fact, you should have the same price, 700, right? Okay, So those are the data that I want to share with you and the comparison with the Phoenix market. Okay. What does that mean to the buyers and also the seller? Let's break it down one more time. Okay. The buyers, you have all the leverage in the world that you want. Okay. More listings, slower pace, and way more motivated seller in the market today. Okay. Keep an eye on home prices. You don't want to wait too long. Okay. If the right house comes along, take action. Okay. Here's my advice. Even though you have negotiation power, doesn't mean that you can wait. In fact, one of my buyers just learned that lesson. Okay. She's waiting. She said that it's too new on the market. I don't want to come in. I don't want to negotiate. Well, a week from last week, today, we find out the house already under contract 4 days ago. Okay, so you may lose some great opportunity that that you see on the market if you wait on the sideline. Okay, confidence is everything, and of course, if you find a good deal, like I said, don't wait for the perfect time. Just do it. Consult, of course, with your real estate agents to see whether it's a good price. Okay, if it is, if something you want to negotiate, put in a plan to negotiate. Okay, seller, this is no longer a seller's playground. Okay, pricing is the key. Overpricing will not get you everywhere. Okay, you may also always consider offer seller concession, closing cost support, or get some creative to attract buyers. Okay, on the market right now. Those are the things that you have to do actively. And of course, don't do that yourself. You always have the right to consult with your real estate agent about specific strategy about selling the key point of your property. Okay. Investor, watch for the inventory trends and distressed property count. Okay. If foreclosure continue going up, the second half of 2025 could present a strong buying opportunity. All right. If it pass the long-term hold, long-term number. Long-term outlook, right? We're talking about long-term, still solid, okay? Especially for rental in growing suburbs like Chandler, Gilbert, Glendale, Peoria, okay? But like the buyer, if you buy an deal right now, negotiate hard today, okay? So that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any question about the real estate market, as well as something that you have any remaining question, feel free to contact me and I'm more than happy to answer any question that you have about Arizona housing market.